Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Life at 10. In our previous episode, we spoke about the current regional tensions and what the situation really looks like on the ground of the UAE. Today, we are continuing that conversation, but this time we are trying to go a step further. We will be discussing about what this means going forward, like for businesses, for the investors, and for overall outlook in the UAE. And joining me again today is Mr. Rohit. Hi, Rohit sir. Welcome back.
Hi, Bhumika. Hope things are well.
Things are very well here in India. You tell me, sir, how are things at your end?
Well, good and bad.
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
and not so good really.
Mm-hmm.
We had another spell of rain
Right.
last week. So and I don't know if you remember that in April 2024 we had a rain of the century, if I may call it that way, and
Yes.
it
Yes. Yes.
split the whole place and etc.
Hmm.
So they forecast a very strong spell of rain last week. It was kind of a bit unnerving, and personally, I got a bit affected because my water seeped into my electricity, and I had us without power and a lot of other things. But it wasn't as bad as it was in 2024. What kind of it had a different flavor this time because now we're getting missile alerts on the phone and
Hmm.
having this kind of to deal with. So I think it was a bit overwhelming for long term Dubai residents who are not used to having both of these you know both of these conditions at the same time or even separately. So yeah.
Right. Right. I think Dubai is going through a lot right now. I mean, there are rains happening, storms happening, and of course, the missiles continue. So I'm sure it's very difficult for all of you there.
I mean, I won't term it that way. It's
Mm-hmm.
something very new for us, given that we haven't had missile alerts before, right? So
Hmm.
let's tick that off that list. And we had rains. I mean, once in a couple of years. No, not even once in a couple of years. Let's say in my time over here in 20 years, I think I've seen this 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
So, but both of them come together, then that's quite an interesting week, if I may put it that.
Right, right. I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
All right. So, sir, building on our last conversation, where we discussed about how the actual situation is there on the ground of, Dubai, like the news media channel is showing something else, but the real situation is something else. So, building on to that, I wanted to understand, has the situation evolved? I mean, has it become better? And what are you anticipating for the next few weeks or months? How does it look like?
Well, I think Bhumika, for one, the channels have cooled down a bit.
Hmm. Hmm.
There was an initial week when nobody had ever anticipated or heard this, so they'd gone a little bit too far, and now it's become, at least what I'm seeing, it's become a little more stabilized from a reporting standpoint. From
Right.
a living standpoint, really, I guess we've kind of got a bit. I don't know the right word used to it for a bit. So, uh, we are cautious and alert.
Mm-hmm.
But we go to malls. We've had many now dinners outside. We went for a lunch the other day. My son had his passport renewal, so we went for that. So I mean, we're not going to office. Most offices where they can afford to are saying just work from home. Also, the children are distance learning and managing a kid at home and all that put together.
Right.
It's back some memories of 2020.
Hmm.
But, the situation on the ground is not radically different. We still get alerts. They're doing their best and really commendable effort. 2,000 plus projectiles to stop in a month is not a joke. With
Absolutely.
little to no damage. People are writing obituaries on X and talking about how Dubai is, all those op-eds which you have in big newspapers outside, trying to trying to say that this place is finished. But I don't see that. I don't see any of that, in the business community here or the actual people here. So. There are some people who have traveled back because a their children are at home and it's much easier to just go back to the hometown and maybe spend that time there. Some others have chosen to work from home, but in their home countries. But I'd say it's very few and far in between. People
Hmm.
who can't and who are here are being cautious and hoping that this gets over fast. Uh, but that's what I can say. I mean, I don't know. At least now there are some curbs on sharing images and things like that. Rightly so.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think I alluded to this last time as well, because this is not something which leads to any positive impact. On the other hand, it can be that it leads to a negative impact. Uh, People sharing AI generated images and rumor mills and things like that is not the best way to do it in a situation like this. We need to be calm, composed, and rely on what the official channels are telling you, because at the end of the day they are handling that situation. They are ensuring that we have a protection, we have supply. Some posts I read that Dubai's malls are empty. I don't know which mall they went to, but uh, I mean, they're saying they run out of food. I don't. I mean, yeah, there will be a uptick in prices on especially discretionary items. The government is trying their
Hmm.
best to show that the staples are the prices are in check. But there are some things. I mean, if you want something exotic from somewhere, obviously, then that's going to be a bit tight right now. So
Naturally.
um,
Hmm.
yeah, so I mean, it's okay. I mean, not the situation we voted for to be in, but I believe that in crisis the best comes out, and I feel I'm seeing that happening here as we speak. People are really very grateful to the leadership to see that they're doing their best to ensure that we're not affected.
And I honestly I feel that because of what the government is doing and the great efforts that they are putting in, I feel that the crowd there is also cooperating. Like the other day I was on a call with a colleague, a work call was going on, and of course, like,
Mm.
there was an alert on the phone, and I asked her, I said, what happened, is everything okay, or is has anything happened? So she, without giving it a second thought, she was acting calm. I could sense it that, she's trying to, like, she's like, no, no, it's all right, and we are safe, don't worry. So I can see that now people are cooperating instead of just panicking and saying random things, or like said, like sharing random pictures. I mean, people
Mm.
are also taking care of all those things, so which is good in a way.
Yeah, we're just all hoping for the best.
Right, absolutely. Okay. Rohit, of course, I want to understand now, coming to the business, how are you, handling that? Like, how are you ensuring continuity during times like these?
So two things on this. One is continuity and one is future outlook. So continuity
Mm.
wise, we're all working from home.
Mm-hmm.
As an organization, we're pretty much used to working from home. Really, we
Yeah.
work, I think, 50% from home, more than 50%, 60% from home. So it's nothing new. So our collaborative efforts are the same. Yeah, we're missing seeing each other, but there are instances where we're just going out, meeting a few colleagues, and very ad hoc, and nothing in a
Right.
formal. So something we're quite used to from that side. Now, business side again, I believe it's too early to understand the repercussions. Usually, these things take a while to show. So everyone's right now is in preparatory mode as to what the possible effects may be.
Mm.
And for that, I think that, I mean, as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. We're using this time to actually go back to strategy and seeing how we can make ourselves more efficient, how we can uh, be more sensitive to clients who themselves may be having problems. Imagine if you are a financial service firm, your clients also may be affected, or your business may be affected. So we are being very sensitive to that and trying to see how we can together support each other and tide through this time or prepare for something. a possible downturn of in business. It is going to be affected, not as much as people uh, think or see. But yes, there will be a slight effect, but really difficult to comment at this stage. What
Mm.
we can, what we are doing is preparing for that to ensure that our all our processes, all our efficiencies are top notch. We are more sensitive. We are very sensitive to what clients are saying. We're taking up data points. I'm taking data points all the way from my house to the compliance. So from the price of vegetables and staples or non-staples, I'm getting some data points from there. From
Mhm.
the compliance team and their clients, if there's any onboarding slowdowns, from the finance team, from authorization, from inquiries. So we are trying to take these data points and in our own small way, seeing whether there will be a change or we'll be able to spot this sooner than we if we would not have done all of this. So really, next 3 months, it really will show, and then we'll understand how much of an implication. But the Dubai government has already started their measures. I saw that the His Highness came up with this 1 billion dirham stimulus for businesses, delaying some payments, increasing cash flows, kind of measures. And I don't think that's the last measure. They will have uh, a staggered approach to this. As and when they see some impact, they'll try to balance it with some confidence building measures. I've seen this been done before. So I think everyone's working towards stabilizing that piece.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, we are trying to find efficiencies and things which at some point you take for granted. It's good to have a little bit of a shake up, obviously not in this manner, but I
Yeah,
mean,
this is too
maybe
extreme. Yeah.
I'll replace that. It's not good to have this, but uh, in times like this, when there's a shake up, you can either sit and think about it, or you can actually do something. So I feel that we are trying to do something, and the rest of it obviously really depends. But everyone's trying their best. If I'm doing it in my own small way, I'm sure much bigger businesses are doing it in their own small way either.
Right, right. But I think it's a great way to, not deal with the situation, but kind of like strategizing and making your system better. So I think that's a great way of dealing with it, right? Okay. Rohit, like, of course, a lot of investors and entrepreneurs outside the region closely follow global developments, right? So, what are you hearing from your international clients right now? Like, is there any hesitation, or does Dubai continue to inspire confidence, despite the current environment? What do you think?
Well, till now, I haven't had any significant change in any of these. In fact, we got three firms authorized as late as last week.
Oh,
Uh,
great. Okay.
yeah, firms last week itself. Uh, we've had we've not had a slowdown in inquiries yet.
Mm-hmm.
There are some who are in a wait and watch mode. Dubai was voted the seventh best financial center by the Financial Centers Index authority of some kind. So they were voted the seventh best global financial center in the middle of all of this, right? So that's when that ranking came out. So small things like this show that there is, we've been doing what we can to do it well, and I
Mm.
believe our international clients and people are adopting a wait and or will adopt a wait and watch approach to see how we deal with things and how fast we come back to normal. A lot of it is not in our hands, but how we respond to it is. So we are going to be reaching out to the international community from our side as well in general. Once, of course, this stops, we're already preparing for that, so we can go out there and in our own small way again reassure them that this is what it is, and it's still a fantastic value for
Mm.
which you can live, work here, and make a life.
Right, right. Makes sense. All right. Rohit, thank you so much for, keeping us updated about what is happening there and the exact situation. Uh, I think we will wind up the conversation today. And conversations like this really do bring perspective. They help us move beyond speculation and understand what's actually happening. So thank you for giving us some time. Thank you.
Pleasure's mine. Look forward to the
Yes.
next time.
Yes, likewise. All right. And while situations like these can feel uncertain, what continues to stand out is the sense of stability, reassurance, and normalcy that people in Dubai are still experiencing. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into Life at 10. We will be back soon with more conversations that help you stay informed, stay grounded, and stay connected to what really matters. Until next time, take care.